watching. You are watching.
You're watching. You guys are watching.
You're watching. Soulful discussion.
All right, so hi, how you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Doing great. I'm doing great.
Perfect.
How did our paths cross today? How did you and I just meet right now?
I was just walking out of my geography class. You approached me and you wanted to ask me some questions about your YouTube video, and I'm always down to do stuff like that.
Dope.
Yeah.
And what did I approach about? What are we going to be talking about today?
Mental health, and then the third one.
Okay. Reflexology.
Reflexology.
The feet stood out to you though. I mean, you asked me, you like feet?
Feet. Yeah. I wanted to double check.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you heard that, right? When I told you it was about that, what were the thoughts that went through your mind? What were you feeling?
When I first heard feet, straight to foot fetish.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Me and my friends are really dirty-minded, so like that just might be it. I'm not sure.
Who knows? All right. So we're gonna talk a little bit about it today, and then I'm gonna get to see like how you feel about it. Okay. Once we get to the questions about that. Okay. What about mental health? Are there any topics you research? Maybe you follow closely, you're invested in, anything like that?
Well, just in general, mental health is super important.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone should talk about it. It shouldn't be silenced. Like, we should just be very open about it. And also, one thing that I really think is really important is like Asian Americans with mental health, because I'm half Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
that's dope.
Yeah, that's why like research like and I've noticed in like Asian like communities, mental health is like not a priority.
Yeah.
And like we kind of keep everything like, to ourselves. And it's like a lot of generational like trauma builds up with that. And like me and like my sister are like trying like the best we can. To, like, be more open and let like Asian Americans know that like it's okay to talk about mental health. Like
that's
everyone
dope.
needs to do it. Like release that like inner
that's dope.
trauma.
I like that.
Thank
You.
All
right. So today we're going to be talking about like social media, the impacts it can have on depression, anxiety. So we're going to talk about it, and I like to get to see how you feel about it, okay? What about reflexology? You ever heard of it?
No.
Okay. I bet you have. Maybe the term just doesn't.
Maybe.
Yeah, it doesn't sound familiar. So we're going to talk about that, and then we'll see how you feel about it, okay? All right. So let's start with the first question, all right? What are your thoughts about how the world's starting to become more aware of like mental health and what we're doing about it?
I think, like, especially like with quarantine happening, everyone started talking about mental health, and it's like this wave is like super great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it's a little, especially like on like social media with like TikTok, mostly. I think we are like glorifying to a certain level like mental health and like stuff like that.
I see. Okay.
And I'm really happy that we built a platform to like be able to talk about it more, and like we need to be more aware. We need to like spread awareness, talk about it. Talking about things like makes it important.
Yes.
But also it's really irritating to see like people on like TikTok, maybe Instagram, but mostly on TikTok, like kind of faking it to like be more relatable in that way, and that like just irks me so much.
Okay. I like that. All right. So what are your thoughts about social media, and then how do you use social media?
I have a love-hate relationship with social media. I think everyone does, like, internally. Yeah. Because, like, you see all these people that, like, you want to be like, or, like, you think is super cool. Yeah. And, like, you kind of glorify and, like, romanticize the idea of, like, whatever you're seeing. Yeah. But then at the same time, it's super cool because, like, I can have friends from, like, the other, like, side of the world.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I've made friends from, like, Austria, like, Switzerland, like, places like that.
That's dope. I've been there.
Yeah, because of, like, Instagram and, like, TikTok and stuff like that. So, like, it gives you a bigger like perspective on the world, but at the same time I think it really narrows it too, especially with like the algorithm and like all that feeding you information.
Interesting.
So
it's love hate there.
It's a love and hate. Yeah.
So if there was one thing you could change right about social media, what would you change?
Ooh,
He's like, do you have time? Let's make a list.
Oh my god, I've never thought about that. Like, what could I change?
Something to make it better, like something to. You want to hear some of the answers I've gotten?
Let's jog my.
So I've heard since I started asking that question during my interviews, one of the women said that she would change like the beauty filters, right? To like not just necessarily take them away, but to like add like a warning there so that people know it's a filter and it's not like you're not having this like false sense of like what good looks like. Yeah. Like it's like this is actually a filter. So
they're like kind of feeding you lies. Yeah. That's how they actually. And it's one thing I would change, or I would like for it to happen, I guess. I don't know if this will make sense, but like taking accountability for what you say online.
Oh, okay.
Because like when you can say anything online and like no one will know it's actually you, like if you use like a different username
a burner
or
account
like
or
that.
something like
Burner
that. Yeah.
account. And like a lot of people I feel like kind of use that as like a way to say anything, get whatever they want. And also men on the internet, they're just crazy in general, and I feel like there should be a system.
What do you mean? So what do you
them.
mean? You said they're crazy. What do you mean?
They are invasive. They are very like, you have to give me something. And, like,
I see.
Like, you have something that I want, and like you're gonna give it to me. They're very like that kind of energy.
Yeah.
So if someone can figure out a way to stop all of that would be fantastic.
That's dope. Okay, I like that. All right. What are some things that bring you anxiety? And you don't have to go too deep, but like maybe more surface level. What are some things?
The grocery store.
The grocery store? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it because it's like a big place with a lot of people?
A lot of people, a lot of noise, a lot of lights.
Yeah.
Like overstimulating.
Yeah. Crowds get me too. Like I'm not really good with crowds.
First day of school. In general, I remember because like last week was the first week of school. And I remember my very first class. My very first time being on campus.
Okay.
And I was so nervous.
Jesus, yeah.
Because like where I grew up, I lived in like the same area, like all
all
way
your
up
friends and
into
stuff
high
like
school.
that.
Yeah. So like, everyone knows each other, and so like starting somewhere completely new.
Yeah.
That's definitely like anxiety driven. Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay. All right. So let's get into these questions. I'm gonna be interested to see how you react. How do you feel about your feet? What are your thoughts?
Yep. I don't particularly like looking at it.
Okay.
But, like,
so you like them, you don't like them, you're indifferent?
I'm indifferent, but like I would prefer it to not be in my face.
Really? Okay. You're saying your own feet, you would prefer your own feet not to be in your face? Okay. But we're saying yours. How do you feel about your own?
I'm indifferent, yeah. I guess like it's there, like I need my feet.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna like hate it because it's a necessity. It's my like, body. Like I appreciate my feet. Okay. But like I don't love
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. Have you ever received any compliments about your feet before?
Think of.
Okay, if you did receive a compliment, how would it make you feel?
I would probably laugh.
Okay.
Mostly because I would get like I'm just like thrown off guard. Like where did that come from? I don't think I would think anything of it. Okay.
So are you like that with compliments in general, or is it just like if it was about
weird
that?
Ones. Like very like specific ones. Like if someone's complimenting me and like I'll accept it, I'll compliment them back. But if it's like something weird, like specifics, I would probably find it as a joke. Okay. Yeah.
So would it be the same if they like complimented you about your hair, your eyes, your hands, or something like that? Would you feel the same way?
No. See, yeah.
So
like,
why not though?
Feet, just I think it's the stigma around feet.
It is the stigma.
Yeah. Like
so
everyone, and like when people think of fetishes, foot fetishes is like the first thing people think of, and like it's not necessarily a weird thing, but like society kind of just told us it's weird.
Yeah.
And,
so
like, I can't.
Let me share something with you, right? What do you think if you had to guess? What do you think the number one fetish is? That's actually not.
Really?
It's like maybe 4th or 5th on the list.
I'm trying to think. Because fetishes, that's something you need in sex, right? Yeah. See, second thing. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's like up there in the top. That's like one
really?
of the top.
Okay.
Yes, that's one of the top ones. Yeah, defecating is another one.
Yeah,
right?
Anything with bodily fluids.
Yeah. So I'm just like a lot of people when they hear that they automatically assume like, oh, feet's the number one, but it's actually not.
The number one fetish? I am.
So from the last time I checked, this information may have changed, but it was like BDSM.
Oh,
like
okay.
that's like number one.
Yeah, that's pretty normal nowadays. I feel. Yeah.
But yeah, and then hair is up there.
Oh, hair pulling,
like people are like into hair, so like that's one of the ones that's up there. Yeah,
makes sense. If you actually like think about it, everything kind of clicks.
So like when I'm doing these interviews and I'm asking, like I'm always intrigued. Like when like that's very weird, and I'm like, well, what about this? Like if somebody compliments you about that, is it different? Because they're still pointing out something, right?
Yeah, no, that is very true. Yeah. Although I am interested, like if they are complimenting your feet, like are you wearing shoes? Are you
maybe you're wearing sandals and they're just like, oh hey, you have nice feet.
Okay.
And,
actually, I don't think I would mind that.
Okay.
Like especially if like my nails are painted and
there you go.
Effort in them, like thank you for noticing.
Like thank you for appreciating. Yeah, it's great. All right. In your opinion, what's the appropriate way for like a man to approach a woman? Like you guys are strangers, he's approaching you for the first time. What's the appropriate way to do that?
your energy.
Your energy,
right?
yeah.
Like what you're giving off has to be like warm, welcoming.
Yes.
Like you're not approaching us for anything.
Yes.
Like you want, like if you want to like talk to us, you're only doing it to like build like a connection. It doesn't have to be like romantic.
It has to go somewhere. It doesn't have to go anywhere.
Like it doesn't have to go anywhere. Like if you just like sometimes like dudes will come up to me and like they will want to like be friends, but they want something out of it.
Yeah, it's an ulterior motive that they have, right?
So like if you're a dude and you want to approach a girl without being creepy, just be normal. Like don't go up to them and like immediately like want something out of it. Like build something. Like maybe ask like where they're from or like build something. To, like,
start a conversation.
Yeah, have a connection first and then see where that leads you. And also if a girl is hesitant, then that's usually like a polite way to say no.
Yeah,
like,
just walk away, and it's just, you know, it doesn't have to like, you don't need to like do anything, say anything negative or anything like that. Just accept it.
Don't keep pushing. And also, if a girl gives you an answer, take it, accept it.
Go from there.
Don't like beg or anything. Like her answer is her final answer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like that. In terms of like if you were dating somebody or if you were going to start dating somebody, right? What is something that's a potential deal breaker for you? Like something you're like, nope, I can't deal with that.
Being rude to like customer service.
That's like one of the top answers I get on this one.
Because I'm a server. I work in a restaurant, so like anytime I'm not at school, I'm at work. So like that's what I'm seeing, and like I would appreciate it if you would treat me with respect, like at work. And so like if I don't see that, I'm like, what? Because then I'm thinking if like my like boyfriend or whatever comes into work and treats me like terrible, like I wouldn't like them as like just an individual coming into a restaurant. So like why would I like them romantically?
Absolutely.
Yeah, just like human decency. Also putting the carts back when you grocery shop.
That's a big, to me, very big one. Very big one, because a lot of people just leave them in the... They just leave it, and then like the whole parking gets like messed up because like, you can't park in all the way. Just like have some basic decency. Just put the cart back where it belongs. It's not that hard. All right, how often do you get pedicures?
None.
You never had one in your life?
Okay. Like DIY, like I pay my own.
Do it yourself? Okay.
Maybe like once a year. Like rare.
But I'm saying you never go to like a nail salon?
I think I went once for like a pedicure, but like a manicure, like for my hands.
Okay.
I've gotten more often.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I don't really put a lot of effort into my feet. Like nobody sees that. I'm not an open toe like shoe wearer.
You prefer sneakers?
Yeah. I'm always like socks and shoes. So like no one really sees my feet anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a medical pedicure before?
No.
All right. So medical pedicure is when you go see a podiatrist who's like a specialist of the foot. They'll take a look at your feet to like look at your nails to make sure they're growing correctly, like the right grain. They'll take a look at your toe alignment to make sure it's correct. They check for like dead skin, fungus. They do all the work there with like medical grade equipment. What are your thoughts on like seeing somebody like that as opposed to like maybe the cosmetic ones where you really like not invested in?
That's hard. Like I would respect that because it's just making sure like you're healthy, you're like properly growing. There's nothing wrong with you. Like I don't really. I respect that. Like honestly, like if my doctor told me to do that, I would.
All right. Cool.
I feel like I should now.
Yeah, I mean, just check it out. Listen, I think it's a couple people on my channel who watch it have said like since they heard me talking about it, they've gone and tried it, and they're like, man, it was like a completely different experience, and it made them just feel good. You wouldn't
like normally think about like taking care of like your feet and going to the doctor for your feet specifically, but like when you think about it, like you're on your feet every day.
Yeah, man, they're the foundation.
Yeah,
they hold you up.
Yeah, they're what grounds you.
Exactly.
So I feel like we should all start taking care of our feet more.
There
Maybe
it is.
I will go and get my feet checked
after this. There it is. If nothing else came from this interview, there it is. So how often do you wear open toe shoes? You said you don't really wear them that often, but like how often? Have you given me like a percentage for the year?
For the year, maybe like 5%.
5%.
It's really rare. Maybe like if I'm on like vacay.
Okay.
Even at the beach, I wear sneakers.
Really?
Yes, I am that type of person. Yes.
Oh, so now, why is that though? Is it more for comfort or style, or is it more
comfort for sure? I hate sand.
I hate sand too.
Walking on the beach with sneakers, I think is like the best like idea out there. Like I don't know why people aren't doing it. Like sand doesn't get in your feet.
Yeah.
And like you're not like slipping anywhere. Like if your shoes are on like correctly. So I think it's I don't know why people aren't doing it.
Yeah,
but
I don't like sand either. That's the one thing I hate about the beach. I love like hearing the ocean.
It's gross.
Yeah,
it gets everywhere. I don't know how it gets to the places it gets, but it's there.
You look up and it's like 3 days later, and you're like, wait,
everywhere.
the sand? Like, where does this come from?
On your bed, like, it makes no sense.
Yeah. So how often do you go barefoot? Like no shoes, like.
Just like every day.
Yeah, just like in general, like.
When I'm at home.
Okay.
No shoes inside the house.
Oh yeah, cause
you should. So I will be barefoot, maybe slippers. But like if it's cold, I'll wear slippers. But
okay.
It's just like.
Okay. That's dope. Now, you ever heard of earthing and grounding?
Is that when you like walk on the?
It's like grass, dirt, sand, and it's like you just feel. I know sand wouldn't be your thing, but maybe grass.
I've heard about it, but I haven't really like done anything.
Okay. Yeah, it's supposed to like make you feel like give you like the feeling of freedom, right?
Yeah.
Because like we're born into the world, no shoes, no socks.
Yeah.
And like some of our fondest moments as like children are like going outside, no shoes, and socks, just playing around, right? So it's supposed to like allow you to feel that same type of energy
like going
that you
back
have.
to your roots.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. So now, can we see what your feet look like? Can we see what your feet look like?
No.
Okay.
I will show you my shoes.
She's showing us her shoes. Now, why not? Tell me why not.
Because they are gross.
Okay.
I don't know what it is about me, but like appearance or like my appearance, super important.
Okay.
And so like I know my feet aren't like great looking, and so like I would prefer not to show it.
We do not judge, for one.
Thank you.
Okay. We don't judge.
Actually, you know what? I will show my feet to people.
Appreciate that. All right. And what size do you wear?
I am a 9 or a 9.5.
Okay. And you're about 5'6", 5'7"?
Yeah, about.
Okay, cool. And leave your socks on. Just take both shoes off first.
Yeah. Also, my socks are insanely dirty.
Oh, that's all good. Don't worry about that. We're not judging.
Heck yeah.
All right. All right. So, and then put your feet down flat. We're gonna kind of zoom in a little bit. See this here?
I love showing my feet.
Okay. And then, is your second toe or your big toe bigger?
My big toe.
So you have Egyptian toe alignment. Okay. I don't know if anybody's ever told you that, but your big toe is bigger. It's Egyptian toe alignment.
Oh, let's go.
Your second toe,
Arab.
if your second toe it's the Greek. It's the Grecian. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right, let me get you to like extend your feet out, like put your feet straight like that. Yeah, both of them. All right, cool. All right, and let me get you to remove the socks.
Sounds
all
good.
Right.
My feet are gross.
It's all good. We're not gonna judge anything. All right, this one. All right, and then put them down flat so we can see them first like that. All right, they're just natural. There's nothing wrong there. They're natural. All right, cool. And now extend back out like how you had them before with the socks. All right. So how are you feeling? We're going through this. We were asking questions.
Honestly,
now we're taking a look at your feet.
It's nice to let my feet breathe.
Okay. You just came from class,
I've
right?
been sitting down. I've been wearing shoes for like all morning. Basically.
Yeah.
I love showing my feet on the internet.
Okay. You love showing your feet on the internet? Have you done it before?
No, I have not.
Okay, so this is the first time.
This is my first time. Yeah.
Breaking so many barriers here.
Yeah, I love it. This is what college is for,
all
isn't
right.
it?
So yeah, absolutely. So let me get you into like the mental health of like kind of like why I started like my channel, like a little background about it, right? So during quarantine, like I was telling you as we were walking over, I was watching another guy's channel and he was talking about a mental health term that has to deal with like people who suffer from like anxiety and depression. They fail to live in the moment. Like they're like overthink the situations that they're like presented with. And so like I'm just kind of somebody like that, like where situations presented to me and I'm like thinking like all these different things that could happen, but like realistically, like most of those things are not really gonna happen. It's just like I'm psyching myself out, right?
It's just your mind just keeps going.
Yeah, exactly. And so like after I heard about it, I was like, man, that's pretty dope, man. Like, you know, putting yourself out there, like whether you get a yes or no, you try to like foresee a positive outcome no matter what, right? And so since I started doing that, like I wanted to connect like that mental health term to the fact that feet, because a lot of people have negative connotations, attachments attached to it, right? And so like to be able to show like there are people who like feet, allow them to be comfortable like expressing that to people, like being like, hey, I'm into feet, like this is what I like or whatever like that, because like I said, it's not any different than if somebody likes hair, eyes or something.
If someone told me they have like a foot fetish, I would make fun of them like I make fun of everyone's fetish.
I want to make fun of them. You're just a part of the crew, right? Yeah.
And like I would accept it, and we would all just laugh about it.
That's dope, man. Yeah. That's dope. I think the world needs to be more like that, because like I feel like we're not like that.
Laugh
we like
with them.
Exactly. So that's why my channel came together. I wanted to like improve the conversation around that so that people can like men or women, because there's a lot of women who are into it too, believe it or not.
And we just don't say anything.
Because we're like, if I say something, then people are gonna look at me like weird.
Fetish and I didn't even know.
Might not even know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's talk about reflexology. Okay, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay. So reflexology deals with the different pressure points you have in your hands and in your feet, and those pressure points like correlate to different parts of your body. So like through massage, acupuncture, acupressure, you can actually like alleviate stress and tension like throughout your body. Right. So if you're somebody who deals with migraines, there's a portion of your foot to massage that'll like alleviate that tension.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, exactly. What are your thoughts? So yeah, you have heard, but you just didn't know the term.
I just didn't know like the actual name of it, but I love that idea.
Yeah.
Like just like healing your body through your body.
Holistically.
Yeah. And I shouldn't believe in that. Like I think if you do it correctly and you have the right mindset, it will work.
Yeah, absolutely. So how ticklish do you tend to be?
Oh, violently ticklish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you said you only got pedicures one time. Were you ticklish when you ain't got that pedicure?
Yeah.
Right.
That was like the reason why I stopped getting it, because I was like, I can't have
So here's the thing. I have a trick for you.
Okay.
Do you mind if we test it? So I can show you that trick.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Cool. Now, it's gonna be a pretty cool one. All right. So we're gonna test it first, just normal. You just put your feet close together, and then let me get you to put them like up more straight, like that. Okay. I'm gonna start with the right one. I'm gonna start from bottom to top. You tell me where it's most ticklish at, and then which foot is most sensitive. Okay. All right. So 1, 2, 3, and where you feel it at? It's right at the top, right here.
Top in the middle.
The top in the middle. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna try the left. Tell me if this one is more sensitive and where it's at. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and not really there. So this one's less.
Yeah, that one's left.
Are you right-handed?
I'm left-handed.
You're left-handed.
Yeah.
That's shocking. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Usually it's the person's like more dominant foot is usually the one, but I've had some people who it's like the opposite. So that's interesting. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna get you to try. Okay. I want you to wiggle your toes while I'm doing it. Okay. So wiggle your toes here. Is it more or less?
Less.
Okay. Do you know why?
No. Is it because I'm distracting myself?
That's part of it, right? Your mind's thinking about something, but the other part is your muscles are moving. So, right? So while that sensation is happening, like you can't feel it. So like you go get your pedicures, if they're doing like using a little brush, like do that and it'll alleviate that what you're feeling.
Lifesaver.
There it is. So now let's try the left one. Wiggle here.
Perfect.
And is it less?
Yeah, no, it's not ticklish.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna get you to wrap up a couple of like exercises to test like flexibility, dexterity. All right. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. This is the final say right here. All right. So here's what I want you to do. First, bend your toes, make a fist. Tell me if you feel pain or discomfort while you're doing it. I heard a toe crap.
Yeah.
Okay. Pain or discomfort? No. Is it easy to do? Yeah. Okay. Second, let me get you, relax. And then let me get you to spread your toes. Tell me if you feel pain or discomfort while you're doing it. Easy to do, hard to do? Easy? Okay. Relax. And then just wiggle your toes for about 10 seconds. Tell me if you feel any pain or discomfort while you're doing it. Easy to do?
My left pinky fell asleep for a second.
Oh, okay. So now I'm going to give you a trick to like help out with that dexterity, okay? And flexibility. Take a golf ball or tennis ball, right? Roll your foot across it. You gotta loosen up your muscles and those tendons, right? And then just practice some of those movements at home, just like doing it. Because it's almost like when you go work out, right? You flex your muscles, you like constantly doing it, right? You get stronger. And that's the same thing with this. That's how you build flexibility.
I'm on my feet all day and they hurt all the time.
There it is.
Yeah,
there it is. All right, so let's wrap up the interview now. Perfect. So in terms of my approach, I came up to you. How was it? Was it good? Was it bad? What were your thoughts about my approach?
Oh, great. I had no negative opinions when you came up to me. You were straightforward, and you were very friendly about it. So obviously I'm always pretty much willing to do anything.
Dope. And it was like you were kind of at first you were like, no, I'm not comfortable, and then you were like,
actually, no, it's fine.
You know what? That's dope. And I like the fact that you kind of thought about it and you were like, let's do it. In terms of like the interview as a whole, right? Could you see how everything was going in the line?
Yeah.
Did it make sense? Did you learn anything new?
Yeah, to me, it made sense. A lot of people think I'm kind of scatterbrained, but it makes perfect sense to me.
Okay.
And I did learn a lot of new things.
Sweet.
Especially the exercise.
So you can go get your pedicures now.
And you need to get your feet checked. I can go get pedicures.
There it is.
Foot fetishes are the #1 fetishes.
Lovely.
Yeah.
The last thing I'll ask.
Yes.
From a mental health standpoint, maybe a life lesson you learned, some wise words somebody once said to you that you could say to my channel that might be helpful. It could even be some lyrics you heard in a song and you were like, dang, that resonates with me.
Am I allowed to cuss?
Go ahead.
What is it? I have a saying that I just made for myself.
Okay.
Life is tough, but a bitch gotta be tougher.
Like that.
My best friend picked up on it too, and like, cause when life just continue.
Yeah.
Like punch after punch, and like after a while, it's either you give up or you just kind of grow resilient to it, and then learn different ways of doing things that can result to like easier. And don't listen to what other people say.
Absolutely. Live your life,
yeah,
right?
Live your life. Act like the main character in a like TV show, movie, whatever.
In an anime.
Yeah, in an anime. Pretend you're like the protagonist
Exactly.
or the antagonist. That would make it so much more interesting. But I say, make yourself the most important person in your life.
I like that.
Put yourself first.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
appreciate you going through.
The opportunity to show my beautiful life.
Absolutely. Yeah. Appreciate you going through the interview, and we hope that you have a great one. Okay.
Thank you. You too.
All right.